Welcome to the deep dive. We take your sources, we dig in, and pull out the key insights for you. Today, we are doing a deep dive into something called Six-Figure Blog Builder. It's a course, and it's really focused on helping you swap that 9-to-5 routine for, well, a thriving online business, a six-figure one, potentially. So our mission here is to really unpack what this program is about, understand its angle on building an online business, and figure out what aiming for, say, $10,000 a month online actually involves, according to this source.
Yeah, it's interesting. This source lays out a pretty specific route to becoming a digital entrepreneur. It's quite detailed. And it mentions that the course has helped over 17,000 students, 17,083 to be precise. Plus, it gets updated often, the latest versions for 2024, so it's current.
Okay, so let's get into that. What does it really mean, this idea of building a life with more freedom? And how does this course, this six-figure blog builder, suggest a concrete path for you to get there? The source taps right into that powerful desire most people have, I think. Breaking free from the daily grind, the monotony of the 9-to-5. It paints this picture of flexibility, financial independence. Imagine waking up each morning excited to work on your own terms from anywhere in the world. I mean, who hasn't felt that? Staring at the clock, feeling like your best energy is just like draining away for someone else's goals.
It really does hit on that core yearning, doesn't it? Wanting a life where you're not just like chasing weekends and vacations that never last long enough, or feeling stuck with controlled paychecks and, as they put it, selling your soul to someone else's dream. The course argues that grabbing onto that excitement, that initial spark, has the power to change your life. That's a strong hook.
Definitely. But like the source itself points out pretty quickly, it all sounds great, but
Yes.
easier said than done.
Right. And that brings up a really important point. What are the actual roadblocks people hit when they try to make this kind of change? The source highlights three big ones: uncertainty, doubt, overwhelm. Makes sense. A lot of people worry, is the market too crowded? Is it too saturated with creators? Feeling like their voice will just get lost.
Yeah, the noise is deafening sometimes.
Exactly. And another huge one is time. People think, how can I possibly find the time for this? Especially when you're juggling a demanding job, maybe family, other life stuff. And then there's just the sheer I don't know where to start feeling. From the basics of building a website to figuring out content, getting people to actually see it, and then the big one, making money from it.
It does feel like a huge chasm to cross.
It really can be. It stops a lot of people before they even begin.
So with all those very real challenges out there, how does this six-figure blog builder try to be the compass, the guide through that unknown territory, not just another map you can't read? Well, the course itself is laid out as this structured journey. It's got 6 modules, over 170 lessons apparently, designed to take you from just having ideas all the way to launch. It starts with module 1, ideas to action, master planning and mindset. And this isn't just, fluffy goal setting. It seems aimed at tackling those mental blocks right away, solidifying your why.
Yeah, and what's important about that first module, I think, isn't just the planning. It's recognizing that mindset is often the first major hurdle. A lot of programs jump straight into the tech stuff, right?
Yeah.
But this one seems to get that there's a psychological barrier. It addresses things like imposter syndrome or fear of competition right up front.
Okay, so setting the mental stage first.
Exactly. Once that's addressed, then it moves to module 2, build your blog. Website setup essentials. This promises a step-by-step guide to setting up your blog the right way, focusing on performance, how it looks, and making it ready for earning money. And crucially, they emphasize no technical expertise or prior experience required.
That's huge. That tech intimidation factor is real for a lot of folks. Okay, so you've got the mindset, you've got the basic website setup. What's next? Getting people there.
Precisely. And that's often the biggest mountain to climb. Getting traffic, finding an audience. So module 3 is SEO mastery, content strategies that work.
SEO, okay. Search engine optimization.
Right. Basically how to get Google and other search engines to notice your stuff and show it to people searching for your topics. This module tries to demystify SEO. It teaches how to create content that actually ranks well. And it introduces this concept they call the virtuous cycle of SEO.
Virtuous cycle. What's that about?
Well, the idea is that really good optimized content doesn't just rank high initially. It also naturally attracts links from other sites and gets shared more. And that activity signals to Google that your content is valuable, which boosts your ranking even more. It sort of feeds itself.
Ah, okay, so it's not just about keywords, it's about creating something valuable that then fuels its own growth, like a snowball effect.
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah,
A self-reinforcing loop that builds authority and traffic over time. It's a pretty profound insight into how sustainable growth actually works online.
that makes sense. So you've got traffic coming in, now you need to connect with those people, right? Not just have them visit once.
Absolutely. And that leads directly into Module 4. Email power campaigns leads to sales. This part guides you through creating email campaigns that people actually want to read and setting up what they call profitable sales funnels.
Sales funnels, explain that a bit.
Think of it like a guided path. You take someone from being just a casual reader, maybe they found you through search, to becoming an engaged email subscriber, and then eventually, potentially a customer who buys something from you.
Okay, so it's a structured way to build a relationship and ultimately generate revenue.
Exactly, turning interest into actual income.
Which brings us neatly to Module 5. Monetize like a pro. Smart strategies for creators. This sounds like the real nitty-gritty of making money.
It is. This module dives into how to turn the blog into, as the source puts it, a money-making machine.
Yeah.
It covers things like affiliate marketing.
Which is recommending products you like and getting a cut.
Right, products you genuinely use and believe in. It also covers getting partnerships or sponsorships, and maybe most importantly, creating and selling your own products or services. And the explicit goal they state for this module is helping you earn your first $10,000 a month.
Wow. Okay, that's a specific target. And then for people looking beyond that.
For those ready to scale up significantly, there's Module 6, Course Creator Lab, six-figure sales. This focuses entirely on creating and selling online courses, which is a strategy that founders openly say they use to grow their own blog income to over $70,000 a month.
So they're basically sharing their own high-level playbook in that last module.
Seems like it. They're showing you the path they themselves took to achieve significant scale. And what makes this all feel more grounded, I think, are the success stories they share. Real people, real results.
Right, the testimonials.
Yeah, like Amira. She apparently made a little over $1,000 in her first month, then doubled that the next month, and now she's averaging $15,000, $20,000 a month.
15 to 20,000 a month, that's serious growth.
It really highlights the potential ramp-up speed if things click into place. Then there's Maya. She makes around $5,000 with each launch of her product, plus $2,000 each month from ongoing sales. And what's interesting about her story is she built this up to earn between $2,000 and $7,000 a month while still working her other job part-time.
Okay, so that speaks to the possibility of building it as a side hustle first, not needing to jump ship immediately.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It makes it feel less risky, perhaps, more sustainable as a transition. And then you have Kari. She said she'd never made money online before and even admitted she sucked at computer stuff. But now she's finally experiencing what it's like to make money in my sleep. That phrase really captures the passive income dream, doesn't it?
It really does, and it suggests the course can work even for total beginners.
Seems to be the implication.
The source also mentions a few others. Chris from Queens, NY. He built a freelance writing business generating $1,500 plus a month and landed a blogging job paying $5,000 a month. So different paths there.
Right, not just selling your own stuff.
And Debbie from New York, she felt it was one of the strongest value courses out there, especially praising the insights on email marketing and funnels. And finally, Dr. Valeria and Paul are mentioned as earning a consistent $7,000, $10,000 per month. So yeah, it really shows a range, different income levels, different approaches, side income, full-time income, services, products.
It illustrates that success can look different for different people using the same framework.
Okay, so beyond just the lesson modules, what else does this course offer? Because often the support system is just as important, right? Tackling that overwhelm factor.
Definitely. And the source highlights a couple of key things here. First, the Creator Club. This is their community aspect, a place to get feedback on your website design, your content strategies, find potential collaborators.
Ah, so you're not just learning in isolation.
Exactly. And they mention live office hours too, so direct access for questions. That directly counters that feeling lost problem.
That's valuable. What else?
Another big piece, especially relevant now, is the full library of AI prompts.
AI prompts for writing blog posts.
For everything, apparently. Over 100 custom prompts covering all stages, brainstorming ideas, outlining posts, writing headlines, even drafting email sequences. The idea is to take some of the idea generation and work off your plate. Use AI as a tool to speed things up.
Okay, using AI as an assistant, that could be a game changer for productivity.
It really could. And then expanding beyond just the blog itself, there are bonus modules. There's a Pinterest marketing bonus course. Pinterest is huge for visual niches, driving lots of blog traffic.
Right, diversifying traffic sources.
Exactly. And additional modules on using YouTube to complement your blog, and even one on starting a podcast to amplify your voice.
So building a whole ecosystem around the blog, not just the blog itself.
That seems to be the strategy. A multi-platform approach for broader reach and deeper connection.
And what about longevity? Things change so fast online.
Good question. The course offers lifetime access and, importantly, future course updates. The source says it's updated as often as necessary, at least annually, and has actually been completely rebuilt at least 3 times to reflect what the founders are currently doing successfully.
So you're not buying static information from 5 years ago.
Hopefully not. That's the promise, anyway. Plus, there's a 14-day money-back guarantee, a risk-free trial period.
Okay. That speaks to some confidence in the value.
Hmm.
Now, something you touched on earlier, this whole idea of needing a blog. The source actually asks the question directly, right? Is, do I need to have a blog to be a content creator?
It does. And while acknowledging there are many types of creators out there, YouTubers, Instagrammers, etc., it makes a really strong argument for the website, the blog, being the foundation of what you're building.
Why the emphasis on the website?
Control and ownership. Right. This is a crucial insight, I think. With social media, you're building on rented land, essentially. You don't own the platform, you don't own the algorithm, you don't truly own the connection to your audience the platform does.
Right. The rules can change overnight. Your account could get suspended.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But your website, that's yours. Your digital home base. You control the content, the user experience, how you make money. The source puts it bluntly. You don't own the algorithms that connect you with others, but you do own your website and the products that you create.
That idea of ownership, that really ties back to the whole freedom and independence theme, doesn't it?
Absolutely. It's about building something resilient, something you control for the long term, not just chasing likes on someone else's platform.
So pulling this all together, what does this mean for you, the listener? This deep dive into six-figure blog builder seems to outline a very structured path. It suggests you could potentially launch an online business in about a month, build an audience that genuinely connects with what you're doing, and, well, reach that goal of making thousands of dollars every month fairly passively, even that making money while you sleep idea.
Yeah, and it's interesting to note, the source mentions the founder's own story wasn't exactly smooth sailing. They're upfront about experiencing a lot of trial and error. They talk about failed webinars, failed products, and even failed websites.
So it wasn't an overnight success for them either.
Not at all. But despite those failures, they still managed to earn $100,000 with our first blog in its first year. Their message seems to be,
Yeah.
the journey isn't easy, it takes work and persistence, but ultimately it's worth every single second.
So the course isn't just selling a dream, it's potentially selling a roadmap through the messy reality of building something online.
That seems to be the angle. Acknowledging the challenges, but providing the tools and structure to navigate them.
So if maybe the biggest challenge for you listening is just knowing where to begin, cutting through all the noise online, and then having the support to actually stick with it when things get tough, what would it look like to invest in a path like this? One that offers the step-by-step how-to and the community. What could owning your own online business, truly escaping that 9-to-5 grind, unlock in your life? Something to think about.